Okay, for the second part of segment 1, the next thing we are going to talk about now is skills and specialties. There are only 12 skills in the game, so hopefully those specialties, hopefully there are a lot more of them to help make your character a little more unique, to help your character become a little more versatile in certain areas. Everybody can fire a gun, but maybe you want to be better at firing, I don't know, sniper rifles, like we like to talk about before. Didn't you get tanker as one of your specialties?
Yeah, I did.
So that's going to affect your drive skill.
It might affect my drive skill when driving a tank, but I'm sadly caught up on your more unique nonsense.
I know. So, well, you know what? I get hung up on the they and the singular. You get caught up on literally, if used figuratively, and putting any qualifier
uniquely.
yeah, adjectively uniquely. So we all got our things, but let's move on to our actual topic here, which is going to be talking about skills and specialties like, subscribe, and share. That's what I actually meant to hit. And be sure to check the description below to how you can join us on our Discord. Maybe hang out with us there. I'd say it's active, but all the private channels are the active ones. We need more people active publicly over there. And how you can donate to Legion of Myth and join us on other live streams. So here's our fun player's manual here. Boop. All right, let's look at skills. Okay, this section describes the 12 core skills of the game. I'm sorry. I know we do a read through, but I am not reading them all. I'm not reading all of them fully. We're going to kind of just talk about what they are. So close combat, that's when you're fighting up close and personal, like it says right there. So if you're pistol whipping somebody, if you're punching somebody, if you're trying to trip them, there you go. Yeah. Now, the important part of this... Shut up, Crafty. Can you put that? No, I want to put that on the screen. The Crafty's comment. So, did you know that how many games we've covered that no longer exist?
Lots.
We've got
no. More, no. Be a little more precise for everyone. Did exist when we covered them, or when we planned to cover them, but by the time we covered them, either directly before or directly after, they were discontinued. I can think of 3.
What was our game right before this one? Alien.
Alien, that's right. And
what is now coming out with a second edition?
Yeah.
So Coriolis. No, it's the same company. Coriolis is already publishing, or at least it's the beta version, I guess you'd call it, of its upcoming game. So we covered Coriolis, new edition. We covered Alien, new edition. Mutant Year Zero, another company is handling that game now.
Oh, and what was the one that I took so much hit on because there's like 14 different factions?
Yeah, Degenesis. I was going to mention that.
Yeah, we covered Degenesis. What happened? The whole place went bankrupt.
Yep, whole place. You can get a PDF, but that's it. Then we have Modifius's Mutant Chronicles and Conan the 2D20. We cover a game. We are your death knell. So, we're the harbingers of your future. Anyway,
I'm surprised Palladium hasn't burned down.
I know, right? Do not go light a fire at Palladium. We do not support that. We like Palladium. All right, going back to Crafty. All right, so what I do want to talk about here is each extra success rolled will increase the damage by 1, and we'll read more about that in Chapter 4, because I bet you have other options. The other games give other options. Heavy weapons, each extra will increase the damage by 1 also. Now, this is your big stuff. This is your machine guns and your rocket launchers and, what does it say, mortars, tank guns, howitzers, all the big things. By the way, notice that heavy weapons, unlike your normal rifle, requires strength to fire. It's not about accuracy with these things. It's about being able to hold it and fire it effectively without falling over.
Yeah, that whole Predator thing where a former governor of Max's takes a minigun and just kind of like mows down a forest.
There you go.
That doesn't happen in real life because that thing is so heavy and there's so many forces acting on you that he'd have gotten 3 seconds and then fell down. That's the way it is. Miniguns are mounted for a reason, man.
Right. When using heavy weapons to fire mounted weapons, oh, look at that. It's like Heathen Dog was reading below. Use agility instead of strength. And when firing artillery, use intelligence.
Yeah, if you're using a mortar or some kind of thing where you have to shoot an azimuth to actually hit somebody, it's going to be how smart you are.
So using Heathen Dog's analogy a moment ago with Jesse the Governator, using the machine gun.
Minigun.
Or not minigun, sorry, the minigun. When he's holding it, he uses strength. But if the thing's properly mounted like he's supposed to use it, then he goes back to using agility. Why? Because something else is holding it for him.
Yeah, the weight is being taken care of.
Stamina. Physical toughness, endurance is tested. You roll for stamina. This is, used for disease, forced march, whatever.
Yeah, forced marching, desert, snow, whatever.
Driving. This is to drive anything. If you're driving it, you're piloting it. If you're what do you call it? Biking it. We'll look at specialties later. Mobility. When you jump, climb, run fast, or perform any other action that requires speed or motor control.
Athletics, basically. They could have called it athletics and it'd been just as fine.
Sure. The
skill is also used for thrown weapons.
Oh. Neat. It's probably because there are only 12 skills in the game.
Yeah.
If it was like what do you call it? What's that? Forbidden Lands, where there's 16 skills. It probably would have been.
Yeah.
So, all right. So driving and mobility were under agility, and so will our most important one, range combat. It is interesting that they didn't put throwing under this, but I kind of like that they separated it because it's motor control versus using a gun for accuracy. Like there is a different type of motor control in that. Also allows characters to have different developments. So Heathen Dog could be really good at throwing knives and being really quiet and sneaking and killing people, where I'm really good at the AK-47, right? It's a different skill set. I like that difference. Anyway, use this when shooting guns and bows. And once again, each extra success will increase the damage, but I bet you'll do there'll be other options. I shouldn't have to read this now, but I will. I see it here, so I will read it. I think we're going to talk about this way more in the combat section, but if the roll succeeds, you hit your adversary and inflict damage equal to your weapon's base damage rating. So if your weapon's base damage is 3, you will do 3 damage with 1 success. If you get 2 successes, that will raise from 3 to 4.
Sure.
Recon. This is based on how smart you is. Use recon to spot concealed enemies. Now, does it talk about passive in here? Make an opposed roll against your adversary's recon. So it's recon versus recon. If you win, you manage to avoid being spotted. Okay. If person or group is trying to stay hidden, it's always the active party in the opposed roll. Okay, wait, the person or group trying to stay hidden is always okay. So if you're
they explained it there. Okay, that's good. That's good. Yeah, the active party is the one who's trying to stay. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I can get that. I can get behind that.
If you're sitting in a truck, you're not trying to stay hidden. If you are like hiding behind a tree with all the whistling and everything, then you are the active person trying to stay hidden.
Okay.
You can also use recon when traveling to spot another party on the trail before they spot you. Survival. In Twilight 2000, civilization has collapsed. You can roll a survival in a number of different situations when you are traveling. This is going to be for food, for camping, for water, for radiation, for you name it. Do you want to live? Yes. Then you roll this. Tech. Talked about this because he keeps wanting to blow everything up over there and pull wires, but that was in the last video. But weapons and other gear are key to survival. Use tech to repair gear and to scavenge parts. You can even use a skill to craft new items if you have access to a workshop.
Okay.
I think this all makes sense. Command. All right, here's Heathen Dog's favorite skill.
Yep.
Any group
A+ rating.
A+ rating. He rolls a D14. Any group of survivors in the world of Twilight 2000, soldiers or not, needs a good leader to inspire them. You can use your command skill to to help, I don't know why I can't read, to help a person who is incapacitated by stress to get back on his feet. Your command score can also affect your unit morale, which we kind of skipped last week, but that's fine. We talked about the first week, and we don't have to dive into literally everything. And the skill can be used in base building, which we haven't even talked about once here. If you have
the
logistician,
and damn it, I don't.
Okay. One of the things about the Free League games as a whole, and this one didn't really dive into it as early as the other ones do. In Mutant Year Zero, you have the Ark. In Alien, you have your ship. In Coriolis, you have your ship. In Forbidden Lands, you have your is it a fort? What the heck do they call it there? Your stronghold. You have your stronghold. There's always a meta game of some sort in the Free League games, which I love in terms of having a base of operations. What's cool about Twilight 2000 is you can choose to have base of operations, or you can be roamers. So, medical aid. It's a dangerous place. All right, so this when medical skill comes, like we use to help a friend who is incapacitated by damage. So up here, it's about stress, right?
Command is stress. Yep.
Yep. And down here, that's when you say, "Stop being a jerk." I don't want to use bad poo-poo words. Stop being a wuss. Get up. And you're like, "Okay, sir, I'll do it." Okay, that's his command ability. Now it's actually about putting a med pack on somebody and say, "Hey, rub a little dirt on it, get back out there." And you can use it to save a life of a fallen comrade who has suffered a critical injury. And we'll get more into that in 3 or 4 weeks. It's before Heathen Dog wants to talk about gear. So it's the week before that. And finally, we have persuasion. So this is use persuasion to make others see things your way. Your chances can be affected by your bargaining position and military rank. One of the things I will stress, the book will probably say it at some point, is you don't roll persuasion against other player characters. You only do it as NPCs versus PCs. Otherwise, you handle it through role-playing. All right. What are you guys talking? Okay. Specialties. All right. Heathen Dog, are you ready for your specialties?
I'm ready.
Okay. Well, attributes and skills give you the broad strokes of your competency. Specialties represent your specific areas of expertise in a wide range of narrow fields. Specialties typically give you a +1 modifier in certain situations or when using particular gear. Some specialties have unique uses. Mm-hmm. Specialties are categorized by the skill they are most commonly used with. Wow, you just ended that sentence with a preposition, made me cry. Mm-hmm. Note, however, that you don't need a skill level to learn a specialty. You can have the brawler specialty without having a skill in close combat. I think you actually did that, didn't you? You didn't take driving, did you, as a skill?
No, I do have it.
Oh, you did. Okay, you must have taken that at the end then. So yeah, basically, it just means you have an instinctual capability to fight. But you haven't been trained in close combat. In his case, that tank, if he didn't have the skill, that tank just felt natural to him. It's easier to use stick driving. That makes more sense than a steering wheel. For whatever reason, it's more instinctual. That's how I look at it. Okay, what are your specialties? Let's start. We're going to start at the top and go down. So, do you have brawler, melee,
no,
killer, or martial artist?
Nope.
Okay. So we're going to skip those. Do you have machine gunner, launcher crew, red leg, or vehicle gunner? Thought you had red leg.
Nope.
Really? For some reason, I thought you got that.
Yeah, there was one I had to re-roll. I crossed it out.
Okay. Do you have builder, load carrier, NBC, ranger, or seer training?
Nope.
Do you have any specialty?
Yep.
We have a ton of skills to go through here. Biker, boatman, pilot, racer, tanker.
Tanker.
Okay. That gives you a +1 modifier to driving all tracked vehicles.
Okay, so I have a drive of C, but when I'm driving a tracked vehicle, it goes to B.
So, and convert C to a D8, and so he would roll a D10 when driving a tracked vehicle for his skill, on top of his attribute, which is whatever, it's agility.
Probably agility. So that'd be a B and a B. So
you'd be rolling 2d10. So he'd roll for driving anything else. For riding a motorcycle, it'd be a D10 and D8. But when he drives a tracked vehicle, it'd be D10, D10.
Yep.
Okay. Next, we have diver, mountaineer, paratrooper, pitcher, rider, and runner.
Nope. Runner.
Oh. +1 bonus to mobility rolls for, running.
Yeah. and I do not have mobility at all. So that would be a D. I would get a D.
Yeah, you get a D6 for it. Yeah, instead of nothing.
D6 instead of nothing. So when I'm running, my normal mobility roll would just be probably agility. That'd be a B. That'd be a D10 and nothing. But when I'm running or rolling because I'm running, that would be a D10 and a D6.
All right, then we'll move on here. Do you have combat awareness, forward observer, historian, infiltrator?
No, combat awareness. Yes, I have combat awareness.
Okay, well, we'll come back to. I'm going to read them all off, and then we'll figure out which ones you have. Historian, infiltrator, intelligence, investigator, or scout?
Nope.
Okay, so just combat awareness? All right. Now, this is a good one. When drawing initiative, you may draw 2 cards instead of 1 and choose which one to act on.
Oh, that's pretty good.
It's like
good.
veteran from the other games, yeah.
Yeah, initiative is important. Okay. Cool.
All right, now we're on to survival ones. Do you have cook, farmer, fisher, forager, navigator, hunter, quartermaster, or scrounger?
Quartermaster.
Excellent. I thought you did. Gives you a +1 modifier to survival rolls for making camp and establishing a home base.
Okay, now here's the thing. Survival is intelligence and survival skill. That would, if I get a +1, that means I have double D12.
Unfortunately, you can't do. So what? You D12, D10 right now?
D10.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And it raises up 1. Got to balance them. So it'd be double D12.
Absolutely,
when I'm making camp or establishing a home base.
Well, first of all, that's kind of awesome. Making camp and establishing a home base, they have a little bit different features, but yes, those are both great skills to have for the long term. Making camp, if you don't successfully make camp, you're messed up for the next day. Well, we'll see how this game specifically does. I'm kind of basing that more on Forbidden Lands. But what I laughed about on this one, though, is, oh, look at him, officer man, can't go out and scrounge for food. No, I'll stay back at camp. I got it. Stupid officer.
I only have to lead from the front when we're fighting.
All right, now let's see. Do you have blacksmith, chemist, combat engineer, communications, computer, electrician? Oh my God, a lot of them. Gunsmith, improvised munitions, or locksmith?
No.
Really, none of them. For some reason, I thought you had. Okay, never mind. All right, we'll move on then.
The only 2 you haven't gotten yet is tactician and rifleman.
Oh crap! There's still 2 more. Mechanic and scientist. Wow, there are a lot under that one. Which 2? A tactician?
Yeah, which is the next one.
Yep. Okay, so this is under command. So roll command when you spot an enemy force. If you succeed, the referee must tell you something useful about their current organization and objectives.
Okay, so my command roll, my command grade is an A, and my empathy, which is rolled with command, is a B. So I'm rolling D10, D12 on that. I'm probably going to succeed. So that means the referee is probably going to have to tell me something useful about the organization and objectives of the enemy.
Yeah, so again, I was about to say it gives you a +1, but no, it does not give you a +1. It just tells you what you can do because the referee gives something useful. Yeah, absolutely. Like you can tell by their movements that there's going to be at least a full squad of them, and they seem to be focused on heading towards the munition depot. That might be too much information, but you get the idea. It'd be something like that. Now, it does say useful organization and objectives. So tactically, he would know that based on what he's seeing, that's probably a squad maneuver.
They are converging on this point for this reason. Probably.
So I use organizations like squad, but it could be, oh crap, you only see a squad, but you can tell by the way that they're moving or from what you see that there's probably a company out there.
Yep.
Now that means he might not want to take them on. We're out. But that's actually a pretty cool ability. Or maybe he evolves his own tactics. Crap, we know a company's coming, then I want everybody up in windows or something. I don't know. Just anyway. Okay. What was your last one?
The last one's rifleman.
Wait, I thought linguist, musician, psyops. Yeah, rifleman. Thought we actually passed that one. That should be under over here, right? Yeah, rifleman right there. Where? So, I think I missed this one because the picture didn't go all the way up.
Yeah,
I did
rifleman.
miss this one. So we have archer, reloader, rifleman, sidearms, and sniper, and he's got rifleman plus a +1 modifier to range combat rolls for firing assault rifles, carbines, submachine guns, and shotguns.
So
aren't carbines
that
and
would give
submachine guns
me
basically
when I'm firing my rifle, which is one of those, I would have double D12. I'm a marksman, baby.
You're a murdering machine. Yep.
Exactly.
Cool. All right. Is there any? I think that's it. Yep, that is it. So next week, specialties, skills and specialties weren't a lot. I know I didn't dive into this. I mean, there are 12 skills, guys. You don't have to read everything on there. And yeah, I read through most of the what do you call these things, specialties, but we only dove into the ones Heathen Dog had just to give you an idea of what they are. Now you kind of have an idea of maybe what you would want if you took an archetype and like, I get a choice of multiple specialties. Take a look. They're not long. Isn't a lot of stuff that comes with them. One sentence for each one. Figure out what you have. And other books actually add more specialties. So if you get the Black Madonna, if you get Hostile Waters, if you get what's the other, Urban Operations, those are the 3 that are out now, you'll actually find that there are other specialties in there that might benefit you.
All right, we got some comments here. First, I got to go over Crafty again. He did the whole damn it, there goes Twilight 2000. He said that because there's a tendency of we review stuff on this channel and it gets discontinued, another version, changed to another company, whatever. And then Crafty decided, you know what? Knowing that, how about you cover 6E? So it can go the way of the dodo as well.
It's doing it to itself. I don't think it needs us.
Yeah. And then Malachi says, would a half track be a tracked vehicle?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, it would. If it has tracks on it, it's a tracked vehicle. Therefore, I get a bonus. Yay, team.
Okay, put that up for Malachi.
Which one?
Or you can be a cool kid and already have it. Hostile Waters is actually being borrowed right now for that game I'm going to play on the 23rd.
Oh.
So there we go. I hope you like that. I know the first video is a little bit longer than the second video. It's just the nature of the beast. You have to know how to roll the dice as we go forward. Next week, we're going to talk. Oh, that's 1 through 3. Next week we're going to talk about actions and combat concepts, followed by close and ranged combat. So the first one is going to be how do we use actions in a combat round, and what are some concepts that you can do? Movement. It's basically talk about what you can do in a combat round, right?
Sure.
And then the second one is actually going to dive into close and ranged combat, and it'll end there. And then the week after that, we'll go into damage and chemical warfare. So that's what we've got going. Next week's gonna be all about combat. So hopefully, that's a lot of pages. Hopefully Heathen Dog has a short segment next week. All right, but I hope to see you then. Thank you. Please like, subscribe, and share, and look forward to talking to you then.